I am starting. Alright, my ear has decided to go a little bit funky. Do apologise. Alright. But hello and welcome back to some more Minecraft with Ice Golden Age, episode 1000, and you know what, I cannot remember what number we're on. I cannot remember what number we're on. But we're on one number, somewhere. Somewhere in the numbers, you know we are. Alright. My nose is making me sound a little bit funny now. Well, at least my ear making me sound a little bit funny. It's probably just to me though. Alright. So let's go and place all of these down. Place that there. Alright. Let us fill in all of this area here. And then we'll focus on what we're doing next for Voxtown. So last episode we did get done a few of the houses. Actually, we redone all of the roofs and all that. Almost 2 hours, I tell you. Almost 2 hours we've spent. A lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. I don't understand this bug. Does anyone understand this bug? It's like a slash and it's bam. It's, you know, a sunflower. I don't understand the bug. Does anyone know what that bug is? Let me know. Alright. There we go. Fill in all of this. Oops. Didn't need to do that. I don't know what it is, but secondary device is just having a lot of trouble now. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So, I just remembered. I remembered when they added tall grass to Minecraft. That was a long time ago. That was 1.8, wasn't it? Wasn't it 1.8 that I added tall grass? Or 1.9? Was it the combat update? No, it was earlier than that. It had to be. And I remember it was who was it again? It was Chris and Mike, I'm pretty sure. Back when they were making content, you know, over 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago that now, actually. Has it been that long? It's almost been... Yeah, it has to be almost 10 years ago, that episode. Can't really check because all of them are gone now. Sad. But I actually remember that episode, and I remember it was a sort that you could do, and it's that you could hide in tall grass from mobs. Hearing that today, you know, sounds so stupid. I'm gonna say it. It sounds so stupid. It sounds so fake. Like, oh, you can hide in tall grass against, you know, mobs. It sounds so fake, doesn't it? You know what? It's actually a very verified, you know, thing, to be honest. Because wouldn't you think you could hide in tall grass from a mob? I think it's probably here. How wide is that building over there? 4 blocks? That's 5 blocks, right? No, that's... Yeah, that is 5 blocks. No, that's 6 blocks. Okay, so 1 block less. That's what we're needing. So 3, 4, 5. There. Alright. Then we bring it back to probably where this tree is. Alright. There we go. Grab all of that. The grass regrew there quite fast. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I wanted something like 3. I think another 3 right here. So probably around here. The good old creeper forest is finally getting taken down a little bit. Do not worry, I tell you. If any of you are fans of the forest, do not worry. I am actually going to plant a new forest around Voxtown. Because I've realised Voxtown is very plains. It has really no forest. So I thought, you know what? I might as well make Voxtown more foresty. But the problem is mobs. That's the only problem I'm going to have is mobs. So I'll need to mob proof the entire area. And also get rid of these torches, because I have too many torches around here. There is like so many torches around here. So many torches. I wish statistics would work, I tell you, so I could see how many torches I've placed. I think that's the problem with my, what do you call it, statistics, is because for some reason one of the mods collided like ages ago, or it's just my world in general being modded. For some reason, it being modded somehow broke the statistics, and it's really annoying that. Let's see. I think most of my statistics would either be very normal or very strange looking. And the reason is, it would probably have to be with SpawnX, because we had that bug where a few of the things started disappearing. We had Snowball, you know, Snowball the goat. Was it Snowball that we called it? Can't remember. Yeah, it was Snowball. Sorry, I was having like a strange thought, like, maybe I'm misremembering, but no. I remember Snowball vanished. Luckily we didn't have to spawn in Snowball. Snowball just, you know, came back from the future. It's very strange, very strange. But there was 2 Snowballs, and then it became 1 again after the original Snowball. I would say it's the original, but it's actually not the original. Another timeline? Snowball came back in time. All very strange, I tell you. All very strange. Let's see. But that Snowball came back in time, you know, and now they're my Snowball for this timeline. But back to that SpawnX thing. I think the only problem with my statistics would be the spawn eggs, and that is, I think we had, yeah, my world broke at one point, so I had to use the one that we did the world tour on. Luckily we did not really break too much of my world during the world tour, so it was only just a few patch ups. That's when we lost our world to almost corruption, I think. I don't know, it's been a little while. I'm misremembering stuff and then putting stuff that, you know, should not be put together. There we go. But that's really the problem with worlds, like, you know, forever worlds. I don't know how long, you know, Jungle Paradise, you know, Golden Age will be around for. It really depends on the calamity that will come next for it. That's what I will say. There will always be another problem that will pop up for Jungle Paradise. And that will either kill it, or it shall survive it. That's really the problem that we've had, you know, with this world so many times. Is that we've, you know, come close to losing our world, and we've come close to, you know, keeping our world. Do I want the entrance to be here, or should I put it on the side? Hard to say. I'll just do something like that. Doesn't fit too well. But back to that statistics thing again. I can't remember the last time I checked the statistics and it worked. I think it was very early on in the series, actually. Yeah, it was very early on in the series. Yeah. Oh, that must have been in the first 30 episodes, actually. It was still working. Because we checked how much we'd slown. And that, well, not actually checked that one thing, but we checked the stats, and I remember talking about how much I'd slown. And that's because I was taking a screenshot for the thumbnail of the series. That was a long time ago. Can't believe the first thumbnail that we took, you know, was so long ago. You know, you remember something and think, oh, that was yesterday, and then it turns out it was not yesterday. It was like, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. In a way, it's kind of sad. In a way, it's kind of disgusting. And it's just, it's so many different things. That's what I'm gonna say. In a way, it's so many different things. I think this is actually colliding with what's actually going to be here. Let's see. We'll grab what we need from the backpack, and I think this is going to be a slab here. So it goes stairs here. And the reason why it says stairs here is because it's a slab. Well, not slab. On my nose. Ah. Sorry, it started getting very itchy there for a second. You know, if we had a nose itch count, it would be like very high for the series. I don't know how many times my nose has just gotten that, you know, irritated, itchy way. If any of you have ever, you know, had a very itchy nose, it's just that one itch that you cannot really itch because it just does not want to be itched. It's those, you know, those ones are worst. It's a stairs, but it's thingy stairs here. Those are the worst kind of itches. The itch that you can not itch, but you can itch at the same time, but you just cannot itch. And it's like, ah, I hate those. I really do hate those. Is it nighttime? Oh, it is nighttime. I was looking down at the ground and I was thinking, you know, it's bright over there and then it's quite dark over there. I haven't realised how dark it was over there, and then I look up and then it's nighttime. It is nighttime, gang. It is nighttime. Alright. Slab. Stairs. Slab. Not slab, stairs. I would do something cool for this, you know, roof, but I don't feel like I should. Simple roof shall do. Simple roof shall do. And let's see. So stairs, slab, and then I think I'll just slab it all the way. Yeah, that should work. And stairs. Okay. And then that there. Alright. That llama scared the life of me. You know why? I saw it was one of those Yetis from the Twilight Forest. I know I'm not in the Twilight Forest, but I saw it come back for revenge. It knew I killed so many Yetis. But I saw it for like a split second there. It's a Yeti. Well, I saw it as a Yeti for a split second. Let me shove some of this in the backpack here. Actually, I should grab some of the ones I actually shoved in thingy backpack. Because this is where I'm shoving all the flowers. And seeds. So I have them all in one place. I guess this llama's now a resident of Voxtown. Actually, we did have a bunch of llamas. I think this is actually one of the llamas that I already, you know, had, you know, in one of the houses. The llama just wanted a new house, that's what it is. The llama wanted a new house. You know what, I'll shove that in there. Eggs would not be counted as a thingy. I should really count that as a mob drop and should be in my actual backpack. Actually, I do have it in the backpack. Free now in there. Let's see, let us go and shove some of that in there. And go like that. Dirt can go in there. Stupid fly touched my thigh there. I do not consent to that fly. How could you? Alright, let's see. Cactus. That. And that. Poop, I clicked the wrong button. Oopsie daisy. Now I have to play Russian roulette and guess what one's which. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Alright. Now to get on to our task. Oops, wrong block. Oh, not the right way. That's what I meant to say. Not the right way there. Not the right way at all. There we go. And slab, stair, slab, stairs, slab, 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 stairs. And the rest should just be acacia wood and slabs. To be honest, this is a very simple building, but it's actually not too bad looking, if I'm being honest. I think I might actually run out of acacia slabs. I guess it's not up to the standards of the llama no more. They left. They left. How could they? I think they're in the back garden over there. Alright. Now to find my backpack that actually has the wood in it. So that I can grab the slabs that I had in here. Remember, kids, recycle. It actually comes in handy. Like, look, I can recycle all of this wood into, you know, using it for this house instead. There we go. And we got most of this wood from these houses over here. Not bad. Not bad at all. There we go. I really do want to do the hidden lighting thing because we have too many torches just scattered around. Like, it is getting really bad. Yeah, we should really get on that soon. We should really get on that soon. Alright, yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. How long did that take us? 17 minutes? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright. Now that we have that building done, I think we'll probably use this as kind of like a little travel point between the two. Yeah, I think that would be the right idea. But I feel like I should build another house here. Yeah, that should be the right idea. Somewhere around this spot right here. Something not too big, but not too small. Kinda like a little square house. Oh, it needs to be wider. 1 block wider. 1 block wider. And there. Do I have enough red terracotta for this? I do not know. I do not know. I was about to say, did I forget to put the 2 blocks down there? And then I realized that's a door. Brain, work with me. Work with me, brain. Yeah, that's not too bad. There we go. And we have just ran out of... I actually do have a little bit more. That kinda solves the issue. We should have enough to finish this. Alright. Now, what kind of roof are we gonna go with this one? You know what? I'm actually thinking about trying something new. I don't want it to be the same as these other houses, I tell you. So I might actually, you know, take the idea that I'm gonna do on this house and move it over to that house as well. Just for the front, at least. Now is to do something on the front to design it. You know, make it unique. Alright. We'll start with the outside first. And then we'll move, you know, outwards. Alright. So this would probably be facing the water. Actually, no, I don't like how this is facing. I like the thought of it facing the water, at least. But I do feel like that'd be a bad decision. Let's see. Sideways. Yes, yes. That might actually work a little bit better. Oops. There we go. And I want to do a kind of design with this. So I might actually try something new here. Go like this. What did I use for that one block there? Yeah, just backwards and then a forwards block put on that. Alright, place that there, and we actually need to grab the wood. Where's the wood? Is this backpack? No, it's not that backpack. It's this backpack. Yep, there we go. And we need to grab a big amount of that. Planks. Place that there. Place that there, place that there. And I'm going to actually need to make, we'll make another crafting table. We'll make another crafting table. There we go. So we go like this. We go like that. Go like this. So we go like that. Go like this. Place that there. Grab a slab. Place that there. And then the full block goes there. Break that. There we go. And we head up by one block. Slab. Slab. One more block. Stairs. 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 Slab. Oh, sorry about that. Grab that. Alright. Now we repeat the process. Stairs. Slab, block, stairs, stairs. It's got to do double the blocks, you know, make it go up higher. But at the same time, do I really need it any higher? Don't think I really do. And would be stairs, right? No, slab, block, stairs, stairs. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, that actually works out a lot nicer than I actually thought it was going to come out. I need to actually find the backpack that has the wood in it now. It's probably this backpack. No, it's not that backpack. How many times am I going to do that? Not that backpack. I clicked shift, so it went back into the top bit. Alright. Grab those. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to need some more terracotta. So 1, 2, 3, 8. Yeah, that should be enough. That should be enough. And I have a red poppy on me that I can just place there, place there. There we go. We got red terracotta. And now I just go along this entire bit right here. And I'm going to need some more terracotta. And also maybe some more red dye. Alright. Grab that. Is there any red dye I could use in here? No. There is red dye in the backpack that I cannot find no more. Because I do have poppies in here. And there we go. Perfect. 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 Alright. So we'll let it go like that. Yeah, and I think it'd just be, you know, slabbed tip bit here. There we go. I know I don't have it the same on any of the other houses, you know, the big red line going across it. But this one can be unique. I just realized I'm going to need more acacia logs or planks. I've totally forgotten that one bit required. Trying to find the wood. Acacia planks. It just went totally out of my head. Luckily I'm using a lot of the recycled materials that we already had. There we go. And need to place it there as well. And I just had enough to finish the house. That's a relief. That is a relief. And now you get to see the little design that I did. That's not very nice, to be honest. But I did want to at least try it. Tried to, you know, do like a cool move there, but it did not work out. Pretty lame, to be honest. Alright. So, that is actually not looking too bad at all. It is very singy heavy. Red junglewood heavy. Yeah, that is pretty accurate. Yeah, on both sides, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad at all. Let me place some torches in the inside to kind of make sure no mobs spawn up there. I would say the entrance is looking a little bit funky. I think it needs, like, you know, something. Just kind of make it look more normal. Yeah, that looks a lot better actually. That looks a lot better. You know, we got white, white, red, red, pink, pink. It actually does not, you know, seem that bad actually. That is, I think, most of the right side of town that I wanted to do done. Apart from over here. There's a few builds that I need to do over here. But those can wait for now, as I want to focus on the other side. That being where this pathing is going to go. And we have a building here. And I wanted to make a little hill here. Don't know how well it's going to work, but we could at least try. Alright. So, I want the hill to start somewhere around here. So I'll probably do something like that. That'll be where we probably do a little pathing. So I'll probably just break that to now. And I kinda wanna make this like, you know, how would you describe it? I was thinking about a barn. But then I feel like I could do a barn that's probably over here if I expand the terrain outwards. Like, you know, shift the terrain a bit. That probably would be the best idea. Let me see. Let me see what I can do here. Because if I do this, sorry, my brain just decided to fart there while I was, you know, mapping out this in my head. Do apologise, do apologise. If I do this, I could have... I forgot about this pond baby. I don't think it's got to be that problematic. I could easily make this a lot simpler so I don't have to fill it in. That's by covering up these side spots so no mobs spawn on them. Now there's just gotta be a bunch of weird slabs underground. Let me just skim off that edge there. And the last block required is the last slab that we have. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad at all, to be honest. I think we really, you know, did quite well. I could make this slat at a certain angle and then go up by one more block. Possibly around here. Does mean filling in a layer, but I could, because I do have, not that backpack, need to figure out what I'm going to do with that rice. I do have blocks in here of cobblestone, so I could use that as a filler to now. There we go. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad at all. I need to get out of here now. We'll just chuck the seats. We don't need the seats. I don't want it being permanently the same height. So I'll probably just start to ring around the roses, as I say. So that song was about a plague, so I don't think it's that accurate. Alright. I'm trying not to mess up the original terrain too much, but also give it a fresh spin. Because this is where I do plan on building a barn as well, so. I'll make it come into this hill right here. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad at all. So let us go and fill all this in with grass. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad at all. That is not looking too bad at all. I really do like this peninsula kind of shape that we have here. Whenever I think about peninsula, I always think like about the Korean peninsula. Or, it's a region area of Pokemon, the anime. Oh, that was so long ago, I cannot remember what it was. Archipelago? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Oh, I missed that part of it. You know what I would love to play on the channel? I would love to play Pokemon Ash Gray. I think they actually finished that, actually. I think they actually finished that. It was so long ago that, actually. I cannot believe how long ago they finished that. I remember Munchie Orange actually playing that. So you can tell how old that is, Munchie Orange has not done like a let's play like that in ages. Apart from just live streams, I miss those days. I remember watching all of their content when I was younger. Memories, I tell you. Memories. Everyone has, one of those kind of like, OG series that they watched back in the day when they were younger. Never gets old. Never gets old. I think some of the, series that hit the most after like a long time are probably the series when you... Well, not... Sorry, I will need to clear my throat before I speak. Some of the series that I think hit the most has to be the series that the person has just disappeared from the internet, or they've probably died. Those ones are like the hardest hit ones. Like one of my friends, Ambi, I do hope that they return. I do really hope that they return. Fill that in. There we go. Always when I think about MB, I always think back to watching their streams back in the day. And when I watch their streams, seeing me in chat every once in a while, those are great times. If you're not yet, subscribed to MB, I would recommend, subscribing to them. Even if they don't return it, I would be quite sad if they did never return. I do actually know the address, but The problem is trying to get a letter sent is like the most worst thing ever to know. I've been meaning to send a letter since last year. So you realize how long... I'm joking there. I see a spider up there. I'll get it later. I'm now out of water. So if I choke this time, you know, I'm gonna... So what was I saying? I totally lost track. I've been trying to send a letter to MB since a year ago. And, you know, trying to get a letter out has been, you know, that bad. Something's come up, or tariffs, or, you know, the post office is not sending letters in Canada because they're on a strike. I will hold that against them, I tell you. Like, a lot of the time, that money's not actually going to any of those people who are striking. Or they're getting like that slight pay raise. Like if they fix the economy, then, you know, everyone would be a little bit happier. But no, they won't fix the economy, so they just give them more money and then up the price of, you know, products. Sucks that out. Really does. Let's see, I need to actually fill in the rest of this now. Let's see. What do I have that I can fill it in with? Cobblestone. I don't want mobs spawning underneath, so we have to fill it in. I don't think the water's too bad. So I could just cover up the water. So I say that, but always whenever I, you know, cover up the water, something goes wrong with the water. Luckily there is no mobs that spawn in water in this update. So that's at least a plus. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad at all. We'll use some andesite. There we go. But back to that thing about sending a letter. I've been really trying to send a letter to MB for ages now. I'm afraid that they're gonna be moved or something like that. And I'm really not, you know, I'm kind of dreading sending the letter now. It's an embarrassing moment, but I remember one time we were chatting, and this is before they went, you know, dark, and it was them thinking I was, you know, coming on to them. It's embarrassing. I wonder if I did say yes, you know, would they have stayed? It's a weird thought, but, you know, at the same time, you know, I miss them that much. I just remember, like, you know, all their unfinished series on their channel. Just feels like yesterday, and then, you know, turns out it's been that long already. I should not really be spending stone slabs, to be honest. That's something that I need for another build project. There we go. And place that there. Place that there. Definitely gonna have to place some more lighting just scattered around here. Need to add a lighting here. And what could we talk about? We're talking about Ant Beta now, so what are some fun memories? I remember them playing Metroid back in the day. That was a good time. Didn't really, you know, watch Metroid that much. I played one Metroid game, and that was for the DS, but I could not get it to, like, function the way that I wanted to. Turned out there was, like, some kind of ball shape that I might have missed or something. I did want to give it another try, but I don't know how expensive the DS game is now. Probably is super expensive now. That just, you know, happens, you know. Oh, this is a game from my childhood and my band, $200. I really hate when that happens, I tell you. Rub's made the wrong way. Wish there was, like, better alternatives. But there is ROM hack, and that is a thing. So that's at least a plus, some way of preserving this, game and history. Let's see. There we go. So that's at least a plus, you can ROM hack a lot of these games now. Because a lot of them are, history of gaming. And you don't want to lose that to history, Like a lot of the ones that I played, turn out to be like all these legendary games that people played in their childhood or something. I'm like, I remember that game. I couldn't get past this certain level, and that was it. I never played it any more after that. Oh, the first zombies level in Call of Duty scared the life out of me. I remember, accidentally thinking, oh, there's more to the story. And then I booted it up, and it was like, fetch me their souls or something like that. I can't remember what the line is for that. And I thought, oh no, there's gotta be more story, and then bam, there is no more story, it's zombies mode. And that scared me, scared the life out of me when I was younger. It was PS3? Call of Duty World at War. So, the first, one that had the zombies in it. Or was it Black Ops? No, it was World at War. Sorry, I always confuse the two of them. I know, it's kind of a waste just using grass like that. There we go. And grab me one more block. Really run out glass. Well, grass, not glass. Glass now. Those grass kind of just getting used up so fast. That actually does look a lot better. That does look a lot better. I do feel like I should make this look a little bit nicer here. Let me know what I should do for this little gap area here. Should I flatten it out like this? Or just round it up and then just chop this bit off here? Or should I just, round it down and then slowly just, flatten it down to that level over there? That could work. That could work. But we do have this entire valley here that I need to use for something. And I do have plans for expanding Voxtown, but that is for the future. That is for the future. I do actually need to work on this bit that's supposed to have a barn. This bit's supposed to go up. And then we're gonna have something up here. Let's see. How about I use some of this, red terracotta as kind of like a marker. Yeah, that's not too bad. Doesn't mean I will have to chop down some of these historical Voxtown trees. There we go. I'll leave that, log in the ground there. There we go. But it does mean that we're making this area look a little bit nicer. I actually really do like how this looks. Voxtown has started to get, more love. It's also turning nighttime. Yep. Death Star Rises. Sounds like that could be a movie, I tell you, singy Star Wars, Death Star Rises. But then that thing was basically around for like, a few movies and then it got blown up. I guess they did make another one, and that got blown up as well. that's actually not looking too bad. Go like that. Oops, sorry, my mouse, decided to, singy there. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. That's actually not looking too bad. Need to break this again. Use some of this terracotta that I gathered. And I need a few more blocks. There we go. Just fill in all of this. If someone was, checking out my world, they would just see all of this, weird and wacky blocks. Cracks me up, that thought. There we go. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. Little tiny hill. And I need more blocks. I'm really running out of the grass department. Does not help that, my mouse decided to place 2 blocks there. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad at all. I did want it to look a little bit nicer at the front, Yeah, this path is gonna have to go. That's what we'll say. That's a zombie villager. Hello there. You must have spawned in that little dark spot over there. The thing that I like about my world is that we've lit up a quite, good chunk that mobs don't spawn that often. They do spawn a lot in, our desert area. That seems to be a problem that we need to solve. And go like that. Yeah, that's not too bad. What will I build here? That's a hard question. You know what? I was thinking about building a shrine here. Do we build it to Sailor Cow? I'm not sure. I feel like I do have a good idea for what we shall build here. We could build a Shinto shrine. Shinto shrine. I can never say that word right, I tell you. We could build one of those. should have enough, room here to build one arch, a second arch up here, and then build a shrine here. Yeah, that would not be that bad. I just have to try and fit that build in here. There we go. Yeah, that's actually not looking that bad, actually. Kinda looks a little bit odd. I just stomped my crops. We'll have to try and figure out what we're gonna do with those crops soon. Yeah, I actually do find this area looking not that bad. Could do like, one of those shrine Shintos gates. But trying to do those are very difficult. I'm doing like a little tiny, test one. Like if I did that, it's actually not too bad looking, if I'm being honest. It's actually not that bad looking. Maybe it was smaller. Somewhere around there. Do we keep the same length? Or just make it longer? I take it one block off. And then break that, replace that. Yeah, that actually looks a lot better. I'd have to figure out what I'm doing for the bottom bit though. So that's about 4 blocks, so this should be 5 blocks or 6. So that's 4, 5, 6. Oops, a little bit too high there. One, two, one, two, and then I'll head down. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad, actually. It kinda just fits, I tell you. It kinda just fits for some reason. I don't know about the fence in here though. If I'm doing a path in through here, I could do a test path. This is my little test path. Yeah, that's not looking too bad, to be honest. Just needs stairs, to be honest. Just needs stairs. There we go. And I guess we'll just slab the entrance. I guess it would have to be stone bricks if I'm being honest. Alright, now I do dirt here. And then we'll build a shrine up here. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I have to try and figure out what we're doing for this wall bit here. I might actually do like some... I guess I could plant some trees there. Plant a couple trees and then do some, you know, other stuff. I do feel like this needs to go here. There we go. And then that'd be placed grass. That's kind of sporadic there, because it's kind of a back entrance. How many people are going in the back entrance? Need to actually do... What do I have for the steps around here? I guess I have not really checked in a little bit. I guess I could do wood. We do have some of that dark oak that we were using a little while ago. Oh, there's dirt in here. How long has that dirt been up there for? Probably a long time, I'll have to wait for the grass to spread to that. But that's actually not looking too bad. I could actually do some more of this now. Oops. Did not mean to do that there. And just do that. I have to wait for that to regrow. That backpack? No, wrong backpack. That backpack, no, wrong backpack. That backpack. Alright. So put that all in there. Wait. There we go. Just get that out of the way. That can all go in there. Take that back out. That's not supposed to go in there. You know what? I should really dye these backpacks. Can I dye these backpacks after, you know, a while? Stone should be like, you know, grey. I can make it red. That's actually not too bad, actually. Oh, hello there, not my guy. Hello. Remember to stay hydrated and stay safe out there. You too, you too. I actually ran out of water, sadly. There we go. There we go. Alright. So, I should just grab some grass blocks, if I'm being honest. Should just grab some grass blocks. You know what, I'll actually do that. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. That is not looking too bad at all. Now I need to actually do the path in here. I think I might actually reinforce this area a bit. But I'll make some grey dye in a second. There we go. Put that in there. So I need white. No, I actually just need this. This produces grey dye. And that is the backpack that I'm looking for. Now I can dye it to be light grey. I might actually give it another light grey. Because that's looking a little bit too light. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. I might actually give it another light grey, if I'm being honest. But hopefully you're doing alright and stay safe, not why guy. I'm currently out of water, sadly. I drank it all. I drank all the water. And it's not been the most best because that means if I choke, I'm going to choke bad. What is that? There's definitely a cave around here somewhere. Just can't remember where. It's been a little while. What type of mod is that? Which one? It's very hard to say because, you know, there is that many mods that we have. Creeper forest. Poop. Poop. My well, not pickaxe, my shovel goes that fast, I tell you. But what mod are you meaning? I just noticed a few things look different, lol. Alright. Well, our shovel is from the, I think it's a Follow the Rainbow mod? Follow the Rainbow mod. Yeah, it's an very expensive armor. This armor that I'm currently wearing costed 124 diamonds, and I mined every single one of them. And I plan on mining another set, so that I have a secondary set, because this one has a fire protection and other stuff on it. Wait. Oh, thank you for the follow. Get Celuus. Oh, that name cracks me up. Alright. So, let me go and carve out that there. You know what? The town's actually not looking too bad now. I may actually add another red bit. Wait. Oh, thank you for the follow, not the Y guy. It's good to finally have you on. Alright. Where is my red dye? I keep thinking it's in there, but I remembered that, you know, I swapped the backpacks around. I might actually give myself a few of these, and I'll dye this backpack yellow, just so I know where everything is now. Alright, extra red dye there. There we go. But also, if you're wondering why, you know, a lot of stuff looks different, we have a texture pack on, that being the, what do you call it? F&I Realistic. A very nice, you know, what do you call it, texture pack, if I'm being honest. I would recommend it. There's a couple variants on, what do you call it, the page if you're downloading it. Selly for short. It's too long. Also, your poster on Blue Sky. That post, as my friends say, the gay. Sorry, my eye is absolutely annoying me right now. I think I have eyelash in it, that's what it is. That's what it is. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, Sally. We should really get started on that, shouldn't we? Alright. So, for this shrine, what should we focus on first? Well, I want it to be small, so we're going to have to fit into a certain spot. It's not just you, I read that wrong too. Alright, alright. It happens, I tell you, it happens. Alright. So, I might actually use some of this. 2 blocks. Alright, I now need... I told you I was gonna choke at one point. There we go. Oh. I now need wood. It's in the red backpack. I have to remind myself it's in the red backpack now. We grab spruce. And we place that there. We place that there. We place that there. And now we go 1, 2, 3. Should I think I should go with 3, shouldn't I? Yeah. 3 should be better. This might overhang a little bit of the terrain, but I guess I can fix that later. I can fix the terrain later. Alright. 3 blocks there. 3 blocks there. 3 blocks there. But I'll actually break this here. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Just fill up all of this terrain here. Now we do need to actually cover a lot of this terrain here. Oh, hello there, Magic Time. Time to go do things and stuff for reasons. Have a rest. Have a nice rest of your day. Slash stream tangle. I will hope so. I will hope so. But I tell you, this call might take me, I tell you. It's just wanted to be quite annoying, that's what I'm going to say. Alright. But hopefully you have a nice rest of your day and stay hydrated as well. Remember, you matter. Remember that. Alright. So, let us go and use some of this. Oh wait. Need to empty out those seeds into the backpack. Alright. Now, let me use some oak logs. Turn it into oak planks. Would this look nice with the oak planks? I'm not sure. Gives that kind of refined feel, I guess. Alright. So, let us go like this. That 3 blocks should be nice. I'm not sure. Not sure. If we're keeping the same consistency, I think we're going to have to go jungle. As of that, wait 1 second. Okay, wait 1 second. If we wrap this all the way around like this, we're kind of going with a traditional kind of Shinto shrine. And I don't think it's actually looking that bad, actually. Alright. So, we'll probably go with acacia wood. I know it's kind of funny saying that. You know, we're using jungle wood for a Japanese style shrine, and I find that hilarious. I find that hilarious. Alright. So, let us place this crafting table down, grab some more acacia wood. We're kind of really running low on it. And we'll just make a bunch of that. I will actually need to get more, I feel. Actually, we might be fine, luckily. And then I do have some more of this. Oops, did not mean to do that there. But that does give me inspiration for adding a little bit of Slayer to this. We just do this. Gonna give it that traditional kind of style look. There we go. And I guess I could just do this. And we'll probably need to grab some more material, actually. There we go. Alright. So we go like this. Click this here. Make sure it all connects up properly. Break that. And there we go. That is actually not too bad. Alrighty, right. I need actual jungle wood now. I ran out by like 3 blocks and it's like the worst. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. I meant to grab that there. Went a little bit too fast there. Alrighty, right. There we go. And we go and grab this. And go like that. I should really like put that there and then place that there. And I think just that shall do. Oh, my water bottle fell there. Do apologise. Why does that look epic? That looks epic. Alright. Well, I need to actually light up this roof bit here, if I'm being honest. I don't want mobs spawning. So let me go and hide some lights scattered about inside, so it just lights out the outside area a bit more. And that's pretty much that complete, actually. I say pretty much, but it's not fully complete just yet. No, we need stone brick stairs. That's what we need. So we grab the grey, and we grab 3 of that. Actually, I might use thingies as well. It's got to go. You know what? I'll go to that crafting table over there. I'm sick of placing so many crafting tables down. There we go. Oop, I fell into that little pit there. Alrighty. Break this here. I don't want to fall down there, but I need to. And start placing these down. And then place these down. And bam! We have the Shinto Shrine. Well, at least the start of the Shinto Shrine. I'll actually add a little bit more detail to this. Like some fencing. Actually, should I do stone fencing? It would probably look a lot nicer with stone. Wouldn't it? Yeah. Sorry, my throat is kind of going by the time that I'm, done these, 3 hours of streaming. So my throat is slowly just, dying on us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. Yeah, that's actually looking a lot better, actually. I really wish I had lanterns. If I had lanterns, this place would look absolutely spectacular. If I had 8 of you... Sorry, I've just got an idea. You're gonna have to work with me. If I had 8 of you... Put that in there, put that in there, put that. Put all of that wood in there. And I went and looked in the backpack. It's probably gonna have to be the normal backpack, if I'm being honest. I don't think I had blue dye. Yeah, I don't think I have blue dye here. Do I seriously not have any blue dye? Actually, there might be blue dye in this boat down here. Let's go check. I have to watch out for that. There. No, no blue dye. That is very strange. That is very strange indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go grab some more blue dye. We're gonna have to head back home and grab some more blue dye. Actually, if I go over here... Poop. What's going on here? What is going on here? Just break this one block. Yeah, it seems like that thing was a little bit broken there. Alright. Let me eat my last breaded pork. I really need to make more food. We're going to have to do like a in-game cooking stream where I cook every single piece of food. That's what I'm going to do. Hello there, Sister Mary Ann. Sorry. First time I messed up your name that bad. I apologize. We're all around trash in here. There's blue, but it's not the blue dye that I'm needing. I know, I made a joke, okay? Alright, alright. Let us head back home, and we'll go pick up some of that blue dye. No blue dye in there. Alright. So, let us go and head over here. And we'll go see if we have any blue dye left over. We do actually have some blue dye left over. That's actually in the wrong spot, actually. That's actually not too bad. I was hoping for the thingy, but I think that I have to do. Have to go all the way around. Went a little bit too far. There we go. Here we are. Here we are. Oh, yep. Okay, that, you know. I was about to say crocodile's not coming after us now. Shark is not coming after us. That scared the life out of me. That scared the life out of me. But I really wanted to add this to the Shinto Shrine, and that is breaking these bottom bits off. Kinda just adding these, you know, to the bottom of the pillars. Kinda giving that a realistic kind of look. It's not the most realistic, but you know, it does the job. And ah, yes. Alright, I need to find my iron. I do not have much iron on me for what I want to do. I'm going to probably have to cook up some. So, cook up 7. Where is a furnace around here? Ah. Where's a furnace? I buried the furnaces. I buried the furnaces. I buried the furnaces. There's the furnaces. With still some coal in them. Might as well use up that coal. Alright. The reason why I'm smelting up some iron is so that I can make an iron grate. I should also smelt some more up. 4 should do. I'm gonna make a hopper. There we go. That's 2 there. 4. Wait for it. There we go. That's 6. And we'll go make ourselves a iron bars. I think I'll probably do it like this. I'm going from memory here of a certain Shinto shrine. Let's see. Do I use spruce? I think I might. There we go. There it is. Okay, I was wondering where that spruce was for a second there. I got so confused. Like I saw like, you know, a second set of, you know, spruce there, but no. It was just your imagination and I saw it. Alright. And we'll just put some trapdoors back there. Yeah, that should actually do. And I need actual blocks. That's what I need, actual blocks. We'll make it out of light. Recycle, reuse, as I say. Yeah, that actually looks quite nice. I should really do some lanterns. These are going to be terrible looking lanterns, but they'll have to do. Because the roof is not tall enough for having a little strand of fence holding them up. There we go. And yeah, that actually looks pretty nice, to be honest. That actually looks pretty nice. It's a little bit of garbled mess of different blocks I had on hand. But as I always say, I can always just come back and rebuild it another time. Who knows, maybe I'll make it taller next time. Did I use up all of those? You are joking, I used up all of those? I did not think I was going to use up all of those. No, that's not looking nice. Yeah, that actually looks not that bad. Let us go and break that second. 2 iron, 3 iron. And now I can dirt up this here. Run all the way over this way. And make a chest. Oh, I almost just made the chest and that was it. No, I needed to make a hopper. And with this hopper, we can actually make this shrine a workable shrine. Let me fix this fence dust. So people can put their offerings in and they'll get different stuff from the shrine. I might make it automated at one point, but that's for a future time. Yeah, yeah. And do I just want to have it as white instead? You just chuck something that you want to offer in, and then you'll get like... I might make it automated one day that we get, you know, random fortunes from it. But that will take a little bit of redstone. How many crops am I going to ruin today? That's number 2. There we go. Yeah, not too bad at all. Alright, so hopefully you enjoy this. That is where we're going to end off here for today. But you know what, I'll raid out, because I've not done that in a little while. And you can also hear my throat is absolutely terrible after streaming for so long, I tell you. Who should we stream out to? Or raid out to? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people that I've followed, you know, are currently streaming. Well, actually, a bunch more are actually streaming, but I tell you, Twitch likes to separate, like, oh, suggested collabs. So, well, that's people that I follow, so why is there suggested collabs, you know? Alright. Well. You know what? I'm gonna put up to, you know, wheel of names. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Who are we going to raid out to? It's up to the wheel. It's up to the wheel. We do not know who it will be. Alright. So, first person is... We have Yomi that we can raid out to. Oshio is the next one. Dandy is the next one. We have so many that we could raid out to. It's actually very surprising because a lot of the time it's like 1 or 2 people that I know are currently live or something. And then, you know, I have to try and, you know what? I also might check and see if that other person was live that I was gonna raid. I want to click on... Oh wait, this person is live. You know what, we'll...
I will show you the way.
You know what, we'll go raid out to Singy, that's what we'll do. To Fallen Doll. Because it's been a long time since I last, you know, went and raided out to them. So, hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, stay safe, absolutely, make sure needs vitamins, very important. And bye-bye, see you next time, bye-bye, see you, bye-bye.